This week's economic update is presented by Augusta Business Daily and TAB, the Alternative Board.
Well, happy 50th anniversary to a headquartered company in the CSRA with Coach Dave. I'm Neil Gordon of ABD. And Dave, this company is family owned and operated. And what's the biggest plus about that kind of legacy company?
You know, I think one of the greatest things about family-owned companies is that they build something for them and their family. Mm-hmm. They can have generational employees, mm-hmm. and there's just so much benefit for those companies, for the family, and of course for the community. It brings so much into the communities for those companies, the employment, connection. Great, lots of benefits.
Well, all of that for MAU, that's the company, and it's the Hatcher family. Started originally by William Hatcher Sr., now run by his son Randy, and his two sons are now heavily involved. And again, 50 years in business, and their footprint is not just here in Augusta, but it goes across the country. And the two biggest areas that they staff for other companies across the nation is manufacturing and supply chain. And hey, we're now very modernized in 2023, technology staffing and software development solutions.
Very cool.
Yeah, so happy anniversary. They're located right downtown on Green Street.
They started right here.
Right here.
Expanded all.
In a 3-room office downtown Augusta for $500, and look at what they've done. So congratulations.
You know, one of the things that we all look at and want to have in our lives is just our quality of life.
Yeah.
You know, what is that? What's the quality of life? One of the great things that's coming to North Augusta is an expansion of the amphitheater there. I don't know if have you ever had a chance to be there?
I have, the Sharon Jones Amphitheater, and it's right next to the ballpark, and it's a really great little planned community. I love it.
Right, and the fantastic thing is they have an opportunity. They got a grant to expand the seating. I think it was around 350 seats, mm-hmm. where they're going to reorganize a few things, take out some shrubbery trees, and somebody said that it was going to be the best seats in the house, they thought, because it's going to be right there in front. So
very nice.
Just a great expansion, quality of life.
That's outstanding. And again, $150,000 grant, and the city's agreed to match it. And it's to bring tourism into the area, so we'll continue to monitor it with ABD. Coach Dave, your partner is Darren Myers at TAB, the Alternative Board, and every Thursday he writes a very compelling article in ABD. And this past Thursday, it was about creating a culture of engagement. And I hear that and I'm like, boy, you walk into different companies, and some, I guess you sort of can tell in what you feel and what you see, but I just don't know how you measure it. So that's what I was curious about.
You're 100% right. You intangibly know when you walk into a company or have a customer experience with a company whether or not the employees are engaged. But it's a very excellent question. You know, how do you measure that? How do you know if your employees are engaged? One of the things that we talk about a lot with our businesses is, key performance indicators, or KPIs for short. And some of the things that you can measure in your company is, are they prideful in their work? Mm-hmm. Are they consistently high performers? Are they passionate about their customer experience? Are they collaborative problem solvers, mm-hmm. with willing to help others and including their fellow employees, Are they accountable, engaged, and different things like that. You can set, parameters, I guess, around. Okay. Sometimes you can, it might be as simple as rating those every quarter or every year. Say, 1 to 10, how do we do?
Would a KPI be something like what Advanced Services used to do, and they may still do it, is every month they get their whole team together and they feed them, and they just do a training bid, or they just give an update on the company. Is that part of community cultural engagement?
Yeah, absolutely. I think regular meetings like that, where you talk about what you've identified in your company, is key. How did we do in our customer experience? How did mm-hmm. we? That would be definitely more engagement, and it shows that management. It's important to management that we have these elements, and I think that's probably the key thing. there's a saying, you inspect what you expect. And now, while this isn't an inspection, so to speak, but if the fact that you're interested, for example, if you put out, oh yeah, here's what we want to do for our customers, and then you never talk about it again or never follow up with it, by default, it's not important.
Lastly, real quick, in Darren's article, there was something about the Harvard Business Review and their thoughts about this.
Right. Then that comes back to the high trust. Harvard Business Review studies people at high trust companies report a 50% higher productivity, 13% less sick days, and 70% more engagement. So that comes back to, building trust with management, building trust with their employees, and then by default they will go out and build trust with your customers. And so
well, we don't want to give away the whole story, but there is a link at the bottom of the comment section of the YouTube video here. Please click on it, and then next Monday we will be back here to kind of update you on the week that was for Coach Dave. I'm News Guy Neil. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Don't leave me hanging now. All right.
This week's economic update is presented by Augusta Business Daily and TAB, the Alternative Board. To learn how TAB can help your business, visit tabcsra.com.